But today is day one of a new future.
We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
And he said to me, Petey, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas.
You can resist. You can disrupt. Find us. Talk with us. Join us. It isn't hard. We're everywhere.
Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centers and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Not For Broadcast. I'm Tragically Tom, and you've all been bamboozled. When I played this, it was a few days before New Year's. I joined the Discord server, and about 2 weeks later, they announced that the release date was going to be January 25th, which is today. Hopefully, today is when you'll be seeing this video. It should be. 90%. Anyway, I'm excited. I don't know what else to say except for let's do it. Ooh, new loading screen. Day 371, a proportionate response. The rest of your shift passes in a blur with the same words going around and around in your head. Operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives. Initial estimates put the death toll into the millions. Did this really just happen? Oh, I forgot to... Should do that so that... Oh, it covers my wealth. Well, we can all guess what it is. You pull into the driveway with no memory of the journey home. The light in the front room is on. Clearly someone else is still awake. The door creaks open into the living room and you find Sam sitting on the sofa staring at the TV. The screen is off and they're clearly lost in thought. You take a seat beside them and put a reassuring hand on their shoulder. Oh, by the way, something I didn't realize until after I was editing that video and I watched a few other people play the game. Like I watched my friend HalloZB stream it on Twitch. And something that failed to occur to me until then is that my daughter, Susie, is out of the country. They haven't announced what cities were hit. I don't know if she ever told us what city she was in specifically, but she was out of the country, which means she was in one of the countries that got bombed. So, something tells me that things aren't going well for her. They don't look at you, but they do reach up to take your hand in theirs. Now you're closer, you can see Sam's face more clearly. You see a look you've never seen before. Chris and Susie, they're both... I know, what do we do? Wait, both? Wait, where's Chris? What the hell can we do? They killed Chris and Susie and millions of others, all because of their freaking war, which we never asked for. Where there should be tears, there is only fire. Pure, raw fury. They're manic now. I hate them, Alex. I know you've never been a fan of Advance, but after this, they're monsters. I need to know you understand that. That we can't just be indifferent. We need to actually do something. Advance did what was necessary. I'm glad they were prepared to do what was needed to protect us all. I don't think it's that simple. The country is suffering. This war has to end. Nothing can justify what they did, and anyone who tries is just as bad as they are. Nothing can justify what they did. Relief spreads over Sam's face like a wave, and they collapse against you, clutching tightly. Clearly this was weighing heavily on them. You're not sure you've even processed it all fully yet, but at least you'll get through it together. Day 380, a final farewell. The last week has passed in a blur, a rush of things to do, but all immediately forgotten, your memory clouded by a dark fog. 9 days since the so-called Liberation Night and the beginning of Advance's new future. You weren't the first ones at the church today. You were staggered by the number of people who have come to mourn with you. Everyone here for the same reason, sharing the same pain, the same sense of loss. It's written all over their faces, much as it would be on yours. You step away from everyone else, needing space to gather your thoughts. I really don't remember where Chris was. Oh, I gave Chris my passport to leave the country! Oh my god! Did I kill him? Your little girl Susie and Chris too, both just gone. Sam has said little since that evening, clearly still in shock. Not that you both could blame them, or not that you could blame them, you haven't been much better. Sam appears silent and squeezes your hand tightly, an act of desperation seeking comfort, and you squeeze back. Some small piece of you can't help but wonder, are you partly to blame? I do feel partly to blame, if I'm being honest with you. These scars will not fade quickly. There hadn't even been coffins to bury. Dang. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up, I need to process how many days just went by. Okay. Day 713, an academic exodus. It's a seemingly ordinary evening, but as you get into work, you find a small crowd gathered in the break room. When you go in to grab your first cup of tea of the day, you can't help but overhear some excited chatter. You didn't hear? Yeah, another one's gone missing. What's that bring the total up to now? Oh, I should think over 100 at this point. They won't all have been reported or noticed yet. Sorry, what's going on? An excited young woman turns to you and begins to explain. Another professor went missing from Queensview University. With all the other disappearances over the last year, scientists, doctors, researchers... She pauses before lowering her voice to a whisper. It's clearly Disrupt targeting the people speaking out against them. I even heard Advance are struggling to prevent further. A deep, familiar voice from behind you interrupts. What exactly is going on here? A silence overtakes the room as you all turn in unison towards the doorway. Bozeman clears his voice before continuing. I've told you before I don't want to hear about these so-called disappearances. Come on now, people. Advance have been very clear that they're nothing to worry about, which means they're not our problem, and unless they start classing cappuccinos as intellectual, I don't think anyone here has anything to worry about. Best get back to work. Bozeman holds up a hand to keep you as everyone else files out of the room. Look, I know you have a habit of doing what you want, but things are different now. Advance runs the show and they've made their feelings clear, so now I'm doing the same. Channel 1's official position is that the government has things well in hand. Nothing more, nothing less. I trust I won't be hearing talk about this again. Gives you a curt nod before leaving. It seems that, for better or for worse, public ownership is now in full swing. I don't care. Oh my gosh, why are so many days going by? Day 872, a spark to light the flames. Whoa. Whoa. The TV. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, I hope you're able to see it. Day 872, a spark to light the flames. You're surprised to find Sam in bed next to you when you wake up. They must have got in very late last night from drinks with the folks from school. You decide to let them sleep in and enjoy a lazy Sunday morning. With the house quiet, you decide to bring some breakfast into the living room and watch some TV while you eat. This is breaking news. Reports are coming in from across the country that large swaths of farmland went up in flames last night as part of what authorities are calling a heinous and well-planned act of terrorism by the group known as Disrupt. You drop your spoon back into the porridge and turn up the volume. In addition to food stores, which government sources have said will put a strain on universal menu centers countrywide, a number of CCO and civic buildings were targeted in last night's attack. According to Prime Minister Julius Salisbury, specific prisons and re-education and betterment facilities were raided, and a small selection of problematic and potentially dangerous individuals were forcibly extracted from lawful custody. You hold your breath waiting to hear if anyone got hurt. Unfortunately, it appears that the CCOs were ill-prepared for an event like this, and Disrupt seemed much more effective and well-organized in comparison. While most of the target locations were thankfully empty of people, given the lateness of the hour, the betterment centers were fully staffed when they came under attack. 17 CCOs and 4 administrative staff lost their lives as a result of the brutal actions of Disrupt last night, and countless more injured, many seriously, and rushed to the hospital. A few Disrupt members were captured during the conflicts, but the vast majority seem to have evaded capture so far. More on this story as it develops. You go to turn off the TV. You're interrupted by Charlie walking into the living room, bleary-eyed and with a piece of toast. Anything interesting going on? He gestures to the TV. Mutely, you leave the news on as they cycle through the story again. Charlie watches in a hushed silence. By the end of the broadcast, they're dubbing it the Night of Fire. Everything's going to be okay, right? Yeah, it's all going to be fine, bud, or I hope so, we'll have to see. I don't know. It really doesn't seem like anything's going to be fine. For some reason, I feel like Disrupt isn't the ones behind any of this. Like, anything's possible, but for some reason, part of me feels like it's Advance trying to make Disrupt look bad. Because I had them doing peaceful protests. I don't know. I hope so. We'll have to see. Day 912. Ooh, it's broadcast time. Day 912. The Uprising. A year and a half since Liberation Night. Ooh.
Alex, this is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help.
It seems like the revolution has already started.
We're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favor. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go with Disrupt for now. Check power. Oh my god.
David wouldn't get off the phone.
Okay, now can I do this?
For Christ's sake,
Oh my
Colin,
God.
stay out of it.
I can help you. I'm an expert at romance. Ask my ex-wives.
Who's
Please
calling?
Set me up with your brother. That's 10 seconds, everybody. You're not as tight, babe.
Too short?
Too smart. Going in 5, 4, 3. Good evening. This is the
Crazy
National
Neil.
News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight. Ashes to
Okay.
ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. After a roadside IED toppled
wait, was
the
that
convoy,
bad?
prisoners, including Portia Hamilton-Mann, the daughter of the former Prime Minister, were freed and have subsequently vanished. The escapees are presumed to have fled the territories. Here at Channel 1, we say good riddance to bad rubbish. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world.
Also, the game seems
Jack
to be lagging a
Captapan,
little bit.
spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. Advance have been quick to respond, saying if they would rather quit their cushy jobs to become nurses or teachers, they'll earn significantly more than they used to pay their own workforce. Thus far, no one has taken up the challenge. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. A poor choice of words given recent history. 3 stories come to their ends today. Spankelbiters, Remington's Fist's junior employment opportunity scheme, today admitted its youngest ever worker, breaking new boundaries for camp.
These look the same.
Little Freddie Nails, seen here with his hammer, certainly proves that Sophia Remington has an instinct for success. With the production of Tat at an all-time high, the camp really has to be the crowning achievement.
Really didn't mean to do child labor.
And it looks like she'll be there for many a year to come, possibly even until some of the workforce starts school. Wrong, but not forgotten. The scientific community today remembers the loss of the many celebrated academics who lost their lives in a rash escape from Dante's taint 1 year ago. The costly voyage, led by David Wong, was recklessly hasty, and while a handful of survivors made it home, the casualties were considerable. Among the dead were noted prize-winning marine biologist Ingrid Svorsborg-Hågensvord and a bunch of other nerds. They will be missed.
And a bunch of other nerds.
Johnstown, seen here extolling the virtues of the nutmeg to his congregation of fanatics, former footballer Johnny Handsleeves has shocked the world by rebranding himself as the Right Reverend Holy John Love. The controversial preacher insists his followers make an annual pilgrimage to his bath from their commune in the grounds of his mansion, where daily services mainly involve football chants and bull worship. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangry Potts for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Okay then, Disrupt.
People of the territories, today is the day we take back control. Soon it will
Why
be
do you have a
time
gun?
to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's...
Peter's gone?
Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what?
Seems like we've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park.
That's not Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live. here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me
Alex, Bozeman
and
here.
dedicate the
The
gardens
boys in
to
editing
a
have just
great
informed me that the
departed
eulogy
leader,
footage isn't fully cut
Peter
together yet.
Clement.
You're going to have to do it on the fly.
The
For goodness sake, make sure you make it look
been
good.
slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is
the
Alan.
atmosphere
We
here
can
has been
undermine them
bright
here and help us win
cheerful,
hearts and minds.
despite
Make him
the
look bad,
sunny
Alex.
occasion.
Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends.
What am I supposed to do?
500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards.
Wait, so how did he die?
Up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show Petey, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements.
It's hard
his faults
to...
as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
What?
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't
Oh my God.
the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I
mean, that makes sense.
Nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself, and I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, Pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he'd stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was.
That's not
Kind,
good.
Compassionate, sensitive.
No.
A brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious, so beautiful and new, this shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex.
equality and
There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
Despite his
Okay.
accomplishments, the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed. To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8,
7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
What?
I'm not leaving, I can't. You two, come with me. Don't panic. Help us here, look. We're gonna help you. We need a medic here. Are you hurting me?
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
I'm not resisting. Ah! Fuck
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting. You all saw. I'm not resisting.
Turn the camera off. National Night News. We have the right to be here.
Understand?
I said turn the fucking camera off. Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes, medics are coming. You sit down.
No, I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Julia Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people. Justice demands a response.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you. This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Open fire!
People of Territory 1, rise up! Take to the streets, the time has come! Stop fires! Break windows! Draw them out! They can't stop us all! Resist! Distract!
Lower your weapons!
Mom?
I said, lower your weapons now!
Centigrade authorization was granted. None.
It was unnecessary. Can't you see?
Shut it off. I said turn it off.
Shocking scenes from the capital there.
Is this not enough?
Can you explain
You've
that?
just seen them execute unarmed civilians. People like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections, demand answers. Be what you were born to be, the once and future free.
Don't go away.
You set off a bomb!
Thank you, Alex. From all of us, you're doing great.
It's from the unit base. Oh my God. This is becoming a weekly event.
No, it's different tonight. This is the big one.
Great. So there's a revolution happening outside and we're off to dangly fucking parts.
That's journalism, apparently. Can we get set for the next sequence?
Is that crazy, Neil?
Throw it stones as big as throws. What do we got? Thrones. We got tons of throws. We got throws to put in your hallway.
That doesn't look like Neil.
To put in your doorway. What do we got?
Oh, doorways.
No, thrones.
Thrones.
Thrones. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff to bling your experience. You want it in gold? We've got it in gold. We've got gold-plated strawberries, gold-plated bikes, gold-plated cars, gold-plated helicopters, gold-plated jet planes. We've got gold-plated gold.
I think I'm in the
We
wrong.
back down. We gold-plated again. Gold. Gold.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature.
The
Notice
final
Board.
episode?
Before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radin.
What about
Tell me, why
all
do
the
you think
other
public
episodes?
love the notice board so much. It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems. That's a really interesting point. Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA's secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV. People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the notice board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
Oh, it's a combination of so many things. My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, we really have a lot to thank you
Does that
for.
say cement or Clement?
You're welcome.
Or neither?
I just heard our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of responsibility now. You know, a sense I've been entrusted with something precious and that I should
Back to the interview, Alex.
for good.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many underprivileged children.
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them the go.
Is that better access to education or reducing child
What do
poverty?
you mean the location?
No, by adopting as many as I can get my
Location
hands on.
for what?
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
Poor children. Were their lives really that bad before?
Oh, they're Northerns.
I don't know if you can hear that, but in my headphone I can hear gunfire and explosions outside. It's really faint, but I can hear it. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh my god, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can very faintly hear it in the distance outside.
I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children.
Yeah,
have a
that's
celebrity
definitely... Something is
I'd never
definitely
thought of it
going
that
on
way.
outside.
Well, I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable, then?
Oh my god.
It's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough for me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh, wait. Perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course. Keep
Boo!
forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody
It's time for the go code. Give us 3 boos in a row, Alex. That will start the pincer movement. You might just pull this off. Push forwards!
Okay.
Boos, Alex.
Just stay away from my family.
It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
Yes!
It's no good.
Okay,
It
so
looks
cement.
like all those crucifit classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move it.
2 for 2. Fantastic.
I played 3.
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
Okay.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable woman.
did it, Alex.
Surely
We're good to
there's
go.
no alive strong enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hiya!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
I feel really bad about
Catching the
everything I'm
little
doing.
devil then?
I feel bad if I
Unfortunately
don't
not.
support them. I feel bad if I
ferret
do
struck
support
again
them. I
last
feel
night.
bad if I
When Ray
don't
opened
do
the
anything.
post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God! Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really, it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fete. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open.
Don't say that.
Me! Blackout!
It's the morning of the village fete, thanks to theatrical convention.
I
What's
sure
a
hope
feat?
everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that would be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again!
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry.
What?
Almost as if he'd been licking thousands
I haven't really been
of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
I haven't really been paying attention to the
Which
story
brings me on
at
to my
all
third
of this thing.
The vicar said that he
I've been
had
trying to
no
pay attention to
more
the
room
changing the cameras.
for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing.
Get him out of here, officer!
What was in the book?
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well. That was it. The
final ever episode of the Notice Board, and what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff. Philippa,
What a
and
way.
Tony. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning, so don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ads. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh? After party at my place, eh?
Alex, this station is supposed to be unbiased. Your partisan behavior will end up getting us taken into public ownership even sooner. Less revolutionary zeal. Do your job.
And how progressive their policies are.
What does public ownership
Well, I
mean?
was wrong. And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry. And to beg for your forgiveness.
One last push, Alex.
My parents are not rich.
We're closing in. One of the guests in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf. If we do it right, the final orders will be given. We'll get 3 chances. Get at least 2 of them right, and we're going to win this thing. It's happening, Alex. Tonight we take it back.
So when Advance came to power,
Take what back?
I didn't think about the damage they would do. I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table. Under Advance, the country is poorer. It is poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies. Policies born from absurd, redistributive fantasies. I have whored myself out to the media to defend the indefensible.
Wait, so
I
who
have
is she?
betrayed my parents.
She looks
I see that
familiar.
now.
Who is she now?
Mum, Dad, I'm sorry. Our only hope, the only hope, now lies with Disrupt.
Wait, who was that? Did she say? Because I didn't hear.
4, 3.
I'll have to look at that.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Okay. Oh, is this going to be a musical segment? Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Been training for this.
Doctor?
Hang on, wait.
Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know.
I set up my stream deck.
A decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the
building shook.
of our happy life are now beset by me.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation
on.
with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated.
Okay, I want to move my camera out of the way.
You feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worst of John. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at Book Club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree. And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's
I feel like there's a delay. God.
Decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub.
Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only crew they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's grown!
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me.
Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one woes. No one draws things on the walls. A happy husband,
A wonderful wife,
we got a childless life. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby.
I was doing so good.
By the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days. We're having a baby and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. For every parent prays to have a childless babies. We're having a baby. No more stars and no more. We're having a baby.
So, was this advance sponsored?
For a whole new phase. We're having a baby. One more thing before the show begins. Have you
Hang on.
considered that you might be having twins?
Did they say that this was advance sponsored or not? Boo.
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a
God,
Childless Life, which is
I want to
currently
see what's
the
going on
hottest
outside
ticket in
because
the
I can
Capital
hear it.
Theatre District, and we'll be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on, you lot, come on down. Let's go. Don't be shy. Hello.
Hi, Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here.
Oh, really? Are you fans of the show?
Yeah, they used to be.
Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
right, but you're also the show's creators. Am I
Fine.
right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boram Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Satley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet.
Jill, what else would you spell Jill with?
Incredible. And you were all
Oh, I mean, I
friends
guess-
previously.
Wait, no.
What a coincidence, right?
I was gonna say with a G, but I've never seen anyone spell with a G because that spells Gill.
With a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, oh, well. Not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, My character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh, God,
Uh-huh.
That'd be very embarrassing, wouldn't it? Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really
You don't look 19.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful. No singing.
This piece isn't.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children.
Should I?
And why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid
I mean,
unit,
okay.
and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem.
Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree. This isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play
Yikes.
the guitar, get
I mean, okay, I don't like these people, so I'll censor
They're
it.
exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
Very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one, because...
You're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So, could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself,
Uh-huh.
and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character
What are they
works at
talking
the
about?
Centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair, becoming a target for
Also,
children's
how do
TV
they? I
advertising
just realized,
for
how do they
22.
know
She decides
what
to
to
take
censor
drastic
or like
action.
what they're about to
I
say?
can't really say more though. I probably said too much already.
Yes. Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope to keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The Nova Affair. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have been found
The explosions are getting louder.
I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade. Right.
What?
So, is the situation... Now, are we safe?
No, we are never safe.
Yes, the security services performed their duties without hesitation. And I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the four disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive.
Oh!
If I may,
Oh my
I
God,
have
they're
a
getting
message
closer.
for your viewers.
Of course, the camera camera. Speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Nightly News, but before we go...
Victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilized. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters, as I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece, Channel 1. Time to wake up.
Out from the shadows, and
Wait,
they
what?
are the overwhelming force that would have you believe. The military have been acting.
He's coming for me!
It's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building a future with equality, fairness, and...
Oh my god!
My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Damn it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of advance. Vice Chair, 11 o'clock. Charges rigged, sir. Permission to detonate. Permission granted, old friend. We are going to detonate. Look out of your window, Alex. See what you helped make happen. She's coming down.
I'm taking screenshots for thumbnails, but oh my god! The bigger they are! I've received a small bonus. Okay, great. Worrying debt. Oh, that went up. That doesn't sound like it goes up. Well, I mean, I guess, but okay. Oh my god. Disrupt. Okay. Actually, that's cool that they added that. My god. Wow, I hope that's not the end. God, the music is so loud. Okay. I need to edit this. I need to take a minute. I didn't want any of this. Oh my god. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. If you're enjoying Not For Broadcast, leave a like to let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Oh god.